Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. So in today's video we are going to use the VIEVE brushes. They took off. No, I've just used them all. I challenged myself to use every single one in this makeup application and really talk you through what and why the brush is really good and how it helps you to create what you want to do. And then I give you some of my favourites in the roundup at the end. So here you go, this is the makeup I've created. And these are the brushes. So, if you love all things beauty, hit that subscribe button. And let's keep the conversation going throughout the chat. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see as well, because I'm always happy to have your feedback. But anyway, enough rambling, let's get to it. Over to you, brushes. Let's dive straight into the brushes. So a few weeks ago I was invited to the pop-up launch for VIEVE in Covent Garden in London, and it's been and gone now, I'm afraid, so sorry if you missed it, but I know that Jamie is doing quite a few events, so keep your eyes peeled because there will be more coming. And yeah, so I got given these in my goodie bag. How lovely is that? So these are the Full Expression brushes. Let's open them up together. I mean, they're in this gorgeous, I love all of her branding, the black and the gold. It's really chic, expensive. And if you're not familiar with VIEVE, all the products are cruelty-free and vegan. And these are cruelty-free brushes, so let's go in. So this set is the Full Expression set. And this bad boy retails at £250 in the UK. And I also bought a limited edition jumper, and it's such good quality. I'm loving them. I'm addicted. Anyway, let's open up the box. Oops. There we go. So it comes in this gorgeous, I mean, you could keep that for other brushes, just empty, kind of sat on your dresser. But look at the gorgeous packaging, that kind of faux croc print there, mate. And then let's, there we go. So these are the gorgeous brushes. So you've got a container to keep them in really nice and safely. So I have opened up and used these a little bit more, but I thought let's do some makeup with them together whilst, so you can really see them in action. So let's do a quick bit of makeup together and I'll show you all of the brushes. So obviously it comes with 13 brushes, so you've got a full face set there of everything you could really want to do there. You know, it's got lots of complexion brushes, it's got some multi-use brushes that you could use for both eyes and kind of complexion. There are lots of detailing kind of eye brushes as well. They're really yummy, they're really gorgeous. So let's do some makeup. So this isn't really going to be about the makeup so much, but if you've got any questions about anything, list them below. Sorry I'm a little bit, sorry I sound a little nasal as well. Got a bit of hay fever, annoyingly. 'Tis the season, what can I say? Okay, so let's jump straight in with one of my favourite brushes so far. So this is the foundation brush, the 117 brush, and it is gorgeous. I have quite a few brushes like this in my kit already that I j'aime, you know? I really j'aime. And I'm going to use the most bougie foundation that was also sent to me, Clé de Peau. I'm so excited for it. So I'm not going to go too in-depth about the makeup, just to reiterate. But again, any questions, pop them below. So I like to pop a small amount of product. So, and I want to say as well that these brushes were made by Ray Morris, or there was some kind of correlation there. I can't really remember. It was all a bit of a blur. But yeah. So what I like to do is just put on the foundation firstly where I need it. This colour is a little pale for me, but let's ignore that because I know I can bronze it up. But what I love is how this is so densely packed. It basically spreads the product so evenly and effortlessly. then you can kind of pull any excess down and across. But look at the difference already. Nice foundation, right? And your tools will really help you. And where I want a bit of coverage, I will basically stamp the product onto an area to kind of build a bit more. So I guess how a lot of people would use a beauty blender. I use a beauty blender here and there, but I find brushes generally give you a little bit more control, and they also are far more hygienic. So if you find that you're really struggling to manage breakouts of the skin, try and see switching out your beauty blender for a brush like this. Lovely, really nice. And what's lovely about a brush like this is because of the shape, you can actually, if you're travelling, let's say, and you can only take a real small edit of brushes, you could use this for a bit of cream blush. It would be really nice. Might be a bit heavy for a powder blush. You could use this for a bit of cream contour as well. It's very diverse, very diverse. Anyway, so that's that brush there. Now let's go into concealer brushes. My goal is going to be trying to use every single brush in this collection. However, I will caveat with the fact that I don't normally use 13 brushes to do my own makeup unless it's like a real, like, you know, I'm going out, I'm looking fancy kind of makeup. So I'm going to go in with the Beauty Pie Super Luminous Under Eye Genius Corrector using the Vieve brush number 119, the concealer brush. And this brush is so unique because it's got this lovely kind of contoured angle to it. So you see this a lot in like contour blush brushes, but not so much in eye brushes. So I love the ingenuity of that. And what I love about this kind of concealer prepping product is that it really brightens the eye. See that? I'm awake. And they do another tone in this in the Beauty Pie. I've got a little offer with Beauty Pie where you get £10 off a sign up. All the details. Oh my gosh, look at that. Literally. Dead alive, dead alive. I'm just using a very light amount of product to blend that through. Look at that. And what's good is that because of the shape of the brush, you can really get into those nooks and crannies, and it just blends like a dream, literally. No words for this product, apart from flopping amazing. Looking a bit more balanced now. Lovely, lovely. And I'm just using whatever excess is left just to brighten some areas like here. It's not necessarily concealing, but just adding a bit more light, because obviously this is a brightening type of concealer. Nice. She looks cute as a fruit. And I will say that I'm using a lot of Vieve products, but I'm not sponsored in this video at all. This is just, you know, opinions and thoughts and play. Okay? So I'm going to go in with a bit of bronzer now. This is the Vieve Modern Bronze in the shade Medium 1 and 2. Lovely. These are like a creamy feeling powder. So this is the bronzing brush, the 127. Let's go in, and with bronzer I always like to start like right at the top of the cheek. And this is great as we're coming, can you believe it, in the summer. Sometimes our foundation won't be quite the right colour, but you can warm it up quite easily, or your body might catch a lot more tan than your face does, which is really common. So I'm just going to warm up everything. And can you see how that just kind of pulls the colour in? It just makes me look not like pale doll, but like healthy girl. She's glowing. What is it? It's just bronzer, honey. And again, this brush has got a really nice kind of slight tulip shape to it. So you can use this kind of for general powder, and it's a generous size. I would normally use a slightly flatter brush to apply bronzer with, just because I've got quite a small face. So if you've got like a real pea head, you might find this a bit big, but what's good about a brush like this, because it's so soft, it's going to allow a real light veil and dispersion of product. So what I'm saying is each brush is really thought through about what you want to do. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I've gone like too heavy, I feel like I've got a brush here again, cat hair. Of course there's cat hair. They're not even in here. There's cat hair. And if you think, oh, gone a bit mad, gone a bit wild, just go back to your foundation brush and merge the two together. And voila! Okay. Ugh, I can't wait to have a proper tan, guys. I hate being pale. Ugh. Ugh. So I think if you know me, you know I love doing the healy kind of application for blusher. But I'm just going to go in with a powder, a cream and a brush. This is the 121 brush. And what's really nice about all of the brushes, because they're synthetic fibre, they work really well on powder and cream, which is great. And you want, this is the Rose Ink blush in the shade Anemone. So I'm actually going to start by stroking the product down kind of from the end of the brow down to get a really natural look. These brushes also are washing up a real, oh, I've got a brush here somewhere. There you go, got it. I got it, mate. They wash really well, barely any shedding. But I'll do like a little follow-up video in a few months if you'd like, to show you how I'm getting on with them. But they just look so beautiful as well. They really look like artist brushes because of the shape of the handle. And if you've not got these blushes, by Jiminy, you need them. They're beautiful, rose ink, and they're also refillable. I mean, what's not, look at that, what's not to love? I like to dust whatever blusher I've got on my eyes. And a bit of my nose, but lovely. Really, really nice. Again, this could be a blusher or bronzer brush. This is probably more of a traditional bronzer brush I would use versus this one, purely because I like a bit more precision. But if you're quite unconfident, this brush is amazing because it really diffuses the product quite softly. Kill me softly, you know what I'm saying, mate? You know what I'm picking up to put down? Fantastic. It's so fantastic. So next I'm going to go in with a little bit of highlight. This is the Fenty Liquid Killawatt highlight in the shade Hustla, baby. I just want you to know. Why am I singing everything? I really don't know. Anyway, Killawatt. So I would actually, so this brush here, it looks like it's going to be quite a firm foundation brush probably when you look at it, but actually when you feel it, it is so soft. So I'm going to pick up a small amount of my highlight there, and then I'm just going to, so what I like to do is sort of flick it on. So I'm holding the brush really far back and I just want it to sort of like hit the cheekbone. And I'll come back to blending it in just a moment because it's a bit like harsh, liney at the moment. But you need such a small amount of this. And it's nice because it's got that kind of slight point to it. You can really be directional of where you apply it and intentional. And that's really why I love using makeup brushes, because they help you be really intentional with where you apply product. And once that excess is out, I'm sort of buffing the excess out, and now I'm going to almost go the other way. Think of it like cross-hatching. You really want to like diffuse and soften that, because with highlight, what you want it to look like is like it's within the skin, not harsh or heavy. Chris stomping up the stairs there. Okay, I'm going to powder at this point, but I generally powder at the end of finishing my makeup. This is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil in Clear. So I take the product, apply a generous amount to my brush, and then I'm just going to dab, dab, dab. This is the Precision Powder Brush. And also, I think when I have a precision powder brush like this, I do like a smaller brush. It's normally just a bit smaller, but this is actually a really good size because of the shape, it doesn't necessarily, the whole thing doesn't hit the contact on the skin, which I quite like. There we go. And I just love its chiseledness, so you know, you can even use that for a really specific bit of contour or whatever on the skin. Looking good though, right? Looking cute as a fruit. Right, got a few more brushes to use. How many have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just feel like really indulgent using this many brushes on my face, but why the heck not, eh? Why the heck not? So this is a double-ended kind of angle brush and spoolie. You could use this for a multitude of things, not just kind of doing the brows. You can actually like comb the lashes as well. But you can also use this obviously on the brow or to do eyeliner. You can even be wild and do lip liner really, because it's so angled if you want that quite pointy effect there. So I'm actually going to use a brow pomade by West Banco. These are lovely. All of their brow products are simply divine. And I don't use this kind of product quite a lot of the time, so I thought I'd pick it up, try something different. There's a million and one ways you can do these kind of things. You can kind of go straight across like that to give you your kind of quite angular, you know, your, what's it called, guidelines of where you want to fill in your brow, and then you can work in an, you know, strokey kind of motion, so then you break up that line like so. I just hate it when you can see it, so I'm just breaking that up. And then I'm just going to add, so here I can see my brow hair is much less dense, so I'm building up a bit more product. Good, isn't it? Then you could use this something with the, I don't know where my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow product is, but wherever you are, Anastasia. That's a really good brow setting product you can use. Lovely. So I'm going to start the eye makeup with the VIEVE Eye Wand in the shade Camel. Just going to sketch this all. I have really oily eyelids. And I'm going to sketch that all over the lid and underneath the eye. Same on the other side. They're so gorgeous, those ones. So this is the large eyeshadow VIEVE brush, the 217. Just blending that as like a mid-tone kind of base. I really don't have an idea of what I'm doing in this. I'm just playing. It's lovely. Blend, blend, blend. So what this larger brush is going to be really good at is just diffusing everything instantly. Give me a real wash of colour. And what I really wanted to do is just have no edge, no hard edge to that product. Just literally soften and blow it all out, mate. So now I'm going to go to the VIEVE. I'm very excited, to the Muse palette. Ah! Wanted this for so long. And what are we going to do? I might just keep it quite soft because it is daytime and we're only like cleaning the house today. So I'm going to do that more in the centre. A slight spotlight eye, and this is the brush 223, the eyeshadow pack. Funny that, I picked up the eyeshadow pack to pack on this eyeshadow thing. It's so good because it's quite got a lot of bristle, it's very flat, and it allows you to literally do what it says on the tin. Pack a shed loads of eyeshadow on. Genius, who'd have thunk it? When you pick up product again, you only need to do like a small wiggle. You don't need to like go mad and be like, oh, I need to like put 20 in. 20, you know, 20 swipes. Okay, now I'm gonna go for a smaller eyeshadow packer. I'm gonna go in this, I think I'm gonna go here and here to these two, Beau and Merlot. Sorry, the first one was Divine, then I'm gonna go to Beau and Merlot. I do find that these are very powdery eyeshadows, so you only need a teeny weeny amount. This is going to give me real precision. So doing the inner and outer, and I'm going to run that underneath. Yeah, these are very densely, well pigmented eyeshadows. They're lovely. I just love how they blend almost like butter once you've got them on. You know, you could smudge eyeliner with this brush as well, like really nicely because of the shape of it. Maybe I will do shortly. Who knows? Who knows of me? And then I'm going to just blend that with the eyeshadow smudger, the 221. So this looks like, again, it's going to be really dense, but it's so, so soft in terms of the bristle, the quality. Again, everything's really well packed together. Really lovely. Blend, blend, blend. And the difference between these kind of brushes, so the packer and the smudgers, a packer will be have a bigger surface area generally, the contact to the skin, so it's quite quickly to literally pack product on. And also this brush is much softer to touch versus the packer. That is not as much, it's much more dense. And this one's a bit like floppy in a way, so it's got a bit more like swish swish, so it can just blend and be a fabulous friend. A fabulous blend friend, some might say, you know. Just saying. Right, I'm going to get a bit of Merlot now and take that right into... What I love about these colours is that it'll make any eye colour really look really rich and pop. This palette in particular would work so well on like a green or a hazel eye instantly, because all colours do slight different things to eyes once they're on, and it's just magical seeing that kind of like transformation. So I went back to the packer, now I'm going back to the smudger, the small smudger, just sort of really soften everything up, give it a nice whirl. And then a trick that I always love to do when you're like almost finished your eye makeup is go back to your bronzer and then to a soft eyeshadow brush. This is the small eyeshadow blender, the 219. Get a tiny bit and just run it through the edges and the crease. And this will almost like really melt everything in. You know how people get that amazing airbrush? You're like, how did you do that? How do your eye makeup? How does your eye makeup just look like it's been airbrushed on? This is how. This is what you do. And it's a real light pressure. I'm really holding the brush on the edge, and I'm not looking to really like disturb it. I'm just really looking to refine everything going on in here. Okay. So let's do a bit of eyeliner. This is the Victoria Beckham eyeliner. I'm going to put this inside my eye, on the lower and the top. Ooh. I love these pencils for the softness. I'm going to do a tiny bit. They're so soft and creamy though, a little goes the longest way. So don't go wild on them. Especially like me, if you've got a bit of an oilier eye. Then let's smudge that with the Smudge 225 precision brush. Because I think eyeliner always looks better, unless it's like a real cat eye or something. Just a bit softened. I'm actually going to take the Velvet, the really dark kind of plum. Actually, I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm going to blend this eye first. So I'm keeping the brush really close to the eye and just smudging back and forth. I'm not taking it up, back and forth, and then just running it under the eye. So I like to tilt my head down and look straight on into a mirror in front of me. And then you can just go back to your bronzing brush and just kind of do one quick like swipe over, make sure you're kind of happy. Yeah, just happy with how everything's looking. I might do a bit more of, because I've just been touching it a bit more of the Divine. Just to brighten it up a little bit more. Just so it's super fresh. Really on the lid there. Pretty cute. And then you can run your concealer brush around the edge just to make sure you're really happy with how everything kind of melts in. But I don't intentionally put too much concealer up to the eye because that will really cause it to run. I think this is just a little rubber, just cleaning up. You do kind of around the brow as well. Nice. And then the final stop is the lip line and define. So this has got a slightly curved edge to it. So what you can do is create a really good shape on the lip with ease. Just gonna soften my lip balm. This needs to sharpen really, but let's go in anyway. This is the colour Peach'd. I love this lip liner. This is a VIEVE one. So already with that brush you can kind of just soften that line up a little bit. I mean, I would do this more on clients necessarily than myself. I think it's just, if you're really meticulous with these things and like real precision, you're gonna love it. Yeah, I love it. I don't think I've shown you these yet on here, but this is the Mario lipsticks. This is Bronze Glow, and I love these. I want them all. It's like a hybrid of a gloss and a lipstick and a balm in one. So how you can use the top edge is use the curved edge to help create that lip line. You can flip it and you do the other side so you get symmetry. So if you struggle with symmetry, something like this is really going to help. So I'm using that curved edge to create that curved full plump lip, and then the same on this side. You always want to be mirroring what you're doing on one side versus the other. And that's the finished look there. Using every single brush. I feel really bougie, as I said, for doing that. There you are. 13 brushes, a few makeup products. There's the look. What do you think? As I said, I'm loving these makeup brushes so far. I love the intent behind them. My top brushes from this select are the foundation brush, probably the concealer. I do like these two as well, the precision powder and the blush and bronze, the 121 brush. And on the eyes, it's probably kind of these bad boys, the 221, the 225 and the 219. Oh, and I did really like the highlight brush too. That was really lovely. 215. I've never used a brush kind of this shape, which is that soft, so I really enjoyed the use of that. So have you tried these brushes? Let me know what else you want to know about these brushes, and I'll answer these in the comment, or I can do another video on them. So join me on TikTok and Instagram for more regular content. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for joining me again, and I will see you next week. Thank you.